Hey, so I'm going to be reaming the hole I just bored to match this taper on this arm support, and the reamer that I'm using is an old instrument reamer. I have no idea for what instrument and for what part. I just know it's an instrument reamer, and it's somewhere around 4 degrees. As you know, those that have watched the other videos know that I use a 6-degree reamer for the legs and for the arm supports down at into the seat. But up here I like it even slimmer. I like for it to take out a lot less wood, and it grabs a lot better. The slimmer it is, the better that it grabs. So let's see how good of a job I did match it out on the lathe. Yeah, pretty good, so it'll work. Okay, so the very first thing I'll do is make sure I have the right handhold, which is the left one that I'm starting with, and I see if it goes in. That's, like I said, it's 3/8 hole, and it does not go in. So I'm going to try to approximate the angle that I just drilled. And one thing when I'm reaming is I've always had a tendency to straighten it up, and so I try to keep conscious of that and keep it back, make sure I'm not rising up any. So all I want is a little bit of purchase from that arm support. Need a little more than that. Okay. Oh yeah, just right. Just about halfway into it, and that's enough to hold it. So now, just going to stick it in the seat, and I'm going to turn it towards you, turn the seat towards you, so you can see what's going on here with this. As I come around, you can see that this handhold is a little bit low. See, it's hanging out about right down here somewhere. Not bad, just a little bit low. So when I continue reaming, where's my pencil? I always want to mark. So when I continue reaming, I would like for that handhold. Now I can force it on right like that, but I'd rather it. You know, you can just pull it up right like that, and put it on. But right now it's running just a little bit low. So if I raise it, I'm going to be cutting on the outside of this hole with the next ream. So I'll put a mark there, because when I turn that thing upside down and look at it, I'm liable to get confused. Now the other thing that I'm going to look at is this slope right here, and I like that. I like that. That's looking pretty sweet there. Just dropping just enough. Now, you know, I can't tell you what I'm going to measure it at this point. In the end, and I think on the plans, I actually show some measurements there that you'd be shooting for. But at this point, all I do is just kind of look at it and say, yeah, that's looking good. So, so anyway, I'm going to ream this side just at least a bit more, and I'm going to try to raise it without changing this one. It doesn't take much to do it. And you see, it's probably hitting just about right now. As this comes up, it will continue to go, and yeah, it's hitting about right there. That's looking great. Okay. Now look at this and see that I maintain that. And if anything, I'd like to see this one come down here. I don't know if I just looking at it better now or if I changed it, but it looks okay, but I can see that it's just a little bit up. So I'm going to put a mark there for reference, but I'm going to go on and move on to this one now. Then I can start working them together. So first thing I'll do, get this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing, is try it, and it won't go. So open her up a little bit. Yeah, that's good enough. Aha, look how high I am over there. Alright, So I know I need to drop that. So I'll just put a mark right there on that side. And look at it right like that. That's looking good. Okay. So let's just drop that a little bit. I like to pull it out and get it in there real good. And took a little bit out of it, but that's okay. I like to move slow with it. That one's still looking good. And running pretty close. It could drop a little bit, so I'll keep that mark there. And now I'm going to go ahead and attach this one. Let me get my dead blow. Okay, so make sure I get it on there real good. And so I can side across it right like that to see that the elbows are lined up, and this elbow is showing it's a little bit high, and that lines up with my mark because I've got a mark right here showing that when I ream this I need to drop this one a little bit, and this is the one that has the good look to it. So that's what I'll do, is when I ream that I'll drop it. That's looking good there. I can also check out my handholds and see how they're looking, and they're looking really, really sweet when I put this crooked board on there. So another thing I like to look at is how this angle's working out. So I like this to be a 12-degree angle in that, on that center spindle. So I can place this stick at a point in front of the hole down here, which would be equal to it up here in front of the hole, and put protractor on it, and I'm running 11 degrees. Okay, and you know, 11 would be great if that's what I ended up with, but this needs to come down just a little bit, which is going to pull that back a little bit. And as the arm goes on down on top of the arm supports, I'm going to gain a little tiny bit. So I think I'm going to, if I continue in the direction I'm going, I think I'm going to end up with 12 degrees right there and exactly where I want here. So let's see if I can do that. Okay, that one. And now this one I'm going to go to the inside trying to drop it. Okay. Now let's put it on this one first. A smidgen high, not much, just a little bit. So first thing I'll do is look across these and see if I drop that one, and it's really close. It could come down a little bit more. That one could come that way just a little bit more. And I've got the room to go down just a little bit. In fact, I need to go down just a little bit because they're just even right there at that low point. So right here, the top of the arm support is even with the handhold, and it needs to protrude up through there just a tad bit. So let's check this just for fun and see what I'm getting here. Sitting on 11.5. Okay. So one more round ought to do it, and then we'll check to see if they're even. Okay. Still that high. And they're matching up pretty close there. Maybe, pretty close. Maybe this one still is just a hair high, but that's fine. It's well within the ballpark there. And that one might have to come down just a little bit more. This one, I think over on this side's good. Let's see what we got. Sitting at a heavy 12. Okay, that is good. Now I'll measure with the dividers here to see. I believe that's good. So there's some measurements that are on the plans showing a vertical measurement right here, 8 7/16 or something like that. I don't really pay much attention to that. I just get it to where they're both even and it looks good and got enough coming through. So I believe what we're ready to do now is bore these short spindle holes, because I mean the hard part's done. We can run with it now. It's just sighting from these points down to the hole and drilling the hole and putting it together. So okay, so next time I'm going to be starting out on these short spindle holes.